Welcome to a very special edition of Marilyn and Company. Our location today is Oselton Road, right here in beautiful Bedford County. And Rodney Thompson has been gracious to lend me a beautiful portion of his yard for his group homes at the Middle Tennessee Support Services, and it's just a beautiful scene out here in beautiful scenic Bedford County. With me is the mayor of Bedford County, Chad Graham. I want to say welcome to you.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm excited to be here with you today.
Always good to see you. You're always so bubbly and full of life and very energetic. So I want to say congratulations. It's been 1 year in since you kind of put on a pretty big hat and took the reins. And how does it feel?
That is true. It was certainly an honor and a privilege to get this opportunity to serve the community. Of course, my background is in public safety. Had served in Bedford for many years, been in a lot of people's homes for medical reasons and emergencies. But this was a goal, a dream, a vision that I had for some time, thinking that we could take those same successful components from the operation when I was Director of Emergency Services and apply that or expand that beyond what we could do in medical onto the community. So it's an opportunity for us to put those resources to work and bring good people to the table to make decisions.
Absolutely. We're going to talk about some of those good people, your 18 commissioners, your administration in just a matter of moments.
Absolutely.
But you took this and you pretty much ran with some things. I'm sure there were things laid out on the desk as well as in your mind as to which direction you wanted to go in.
Right, and of course I ran sort of on the concept of three major components, and that was educating our kids, providing public safety, and supporting infrastructure that leads to jobs.
Yes.
Which I think those three fundamental components are what really makes a community strong or makes an environment that's rich for people to come and want to be a part of what I would call quality of place.
Absolutely.
And so that's we leaned on those things in our campaign. We've stayed true to those things my first year in office. I'm happy to say that in our very first budget that we have, which is a year later, we inherited a budget when you take office, but now there's been one budget cycle. I'm excited to say that as it relates to education, we have a model and an opportunity to add to our schools. We're looking at working with the school board in regards to that, obviously, but we have put some funds together where we believe that we're going to be able to make an effort to get kids out of portables classrooms.
Very good.
Particularly in the city, there's a tremendous need. There's need all over the county, but certainly tremendous need in the city of Shelbyville. And then there's other needs in the school system that the school board will steer and direct more focused, if you will, in regards to maybe where to land some of these things. But clearly, at the surface level, there's no question that there's needs of bricks and mortar on the school side. I want to be a champion for that now in this role.
Right, exactly. So you would say those are your biggest goals, those three items on your platform.
Right. And so on the second piece of that, and under public safety, again in this budget we're proud to say that we've put a strategy in place to start to replace fire trucks. Started to make some adjustments in public safety pay, that the disparity is just too great for us to be able to recruit the best and the brightest. So we've made some real improvements there. And then lastly, what we're able to do is under the economic development or jobs component, we've worked with the city. This is something I'm real proud of, is that we've been able to share visions back and forth, and where we find common interest, we're working together. One of those things that was identified early was we feel like, and I think the city feels the same way as y'all have joined in with us on this project, is to hire an industrial recruiter, someone to go after, to what I'd like to say, live, breathe, and eat industrial recruitment. And we're all committed to that, and we're working hard to put those pieces in place to go along with all the other services and resources that are already in place in an effort to ensure that we land quality industry, quality jobs, quality pay for our folks here in Bedford.
Absolutely. Chad, we're going to take a very quick break and come back with plenty of more. We're going to talk a little bit more about the county and the city, and we're just holding hands and doing wonderful things together.
Fantastic. Yes.
That and a little bit more.
Right.
It's the mayor of Bedford County, Chad Graham, our guest on Marilyn and Company, right here at Middle Tennessee Support Services.
Daniel's Paint and Body Shop of Shelbyville can repair most damage from everyday vehicle collisions and make vehicles look and drive like new. Straighten metal panels, remove dents, and replace parts that cannot be fixed. They have a full frame rack system to realign any collision back to new working order. Daniel's Paint and Body Shop gladly works with all insurance companies and provides 24-hour towing service. They do complete restoration on classic vehicles as well as custom jobs. A full-service auto body repair shop that stands behind their work. Open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. till 5 p.m. and Saturdays from 8 a.m. till noon. A family-owned business. Daniel's Paint and Body Shop, 24-hour towing service. Come by for a free estimate. 506 East Depot Street, Shelbyville, 931-680-0777.
Look around you. 1 in 4 kids in the U.S. faces hunger. It's not always easy to see the signs, but in this land of plenty, there are kids that don't know where they will get their next meal. Join Share Our Strength in Food Network and take the pledge to end childhood hunger here in America by 2015. Learn how at NoKidHungry.org. Their next meal could come from you.
We're back here on Marilyn and Company, Middle Tennessee Support Services. Oselton Road is our location. The Honorable Chad Graham is our guest on Marilyn and Company. Chad, welcome back to the show. Just before the break, we were talking on some good stuff, some of your goals, the platform that you ran on, and the fact that the county and the city are holding hands and doing things together, in particular the industrial recruiter, and that's very exciting. The thoughts of hitting the ground and getting people here, putting people to work.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And part of it, again, as we were thinking through this, as we hoped for this opportunity to serve as the mayor, it was our thought all along that where the city and county share common interests, we should be working together.
Yeah.
Obviously, it just makes sense.
Yeah.
There's not unlimited funds on either side.
No.
And so where we share common interests, we clearly should be working together.
Yeah.
But there are things that are absolutely unique to the city of Shelbyville. That is their primary responsibility, and we would expect them to step up in that role.
Yes.
Just as there are things that belong to the county for
Right.
responsibility, and we'll step up for that role. But this is an opportunity where we both benefit from this. The community at large will be impacted greatly
Yes.
by this ability to step up our game,
Yep.
as you might say, as we have a beautiful industrial park
Yes.
that both the city and county have already made big investments in.
Mm-hmm.
State of Tennessee is invested in this. Tennessee Valley Authority is invested in this. So the next thing is to land a good, strong industry,
Yeah.
a living wage
Yeah.
industry to come to Bedford, and that's what we hope that the primary focus and responsibility of that role will be.
Absolutely. And I'm a big believer, build it and they will come. So
Absolutely.
I'm thinking that will fall true.
I think so too,
Yeah.
and clearly we know, despite any effort we would have to slow growth or speed up growth, Rutherford County is coming toward Bedford
Yes,
at
it
a high
is.
rate of speed.
Yes, it is.
Nashville
Yeah.
blew over Rutherford, and now Rutherford's moving right toward
Yeah.
Bedford. And,
That's right.
and there's state data out right now that suggests that in Middle Tennessee, Bedford is the second fastest growing community, only to Rutherford. Rutherford at about 21%
Yep.
growth.
Yep.
Bedford at somewhere, and I believe it was 12 or 13%.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a large number. That's hard to deal with when you have public safety concerns, when you've got education
Yes.
as a priority for your kids, and then even criminal justice.
Right.
That puts strains on that as you have more people coming into a community in a pace and manner that is not managed and controlled.
Yeah.
It really puts challenges on
Absolutely.
all governments, both city and county.
That is correct. And speaking of Highway 231 in Shelbyville, of course, it's no secret our jail is going to be moving that way, criminal justice center and that type of thing and such. Your thoughts on all of this, the pros, the cons?
Sure. Well, there's no question that our current jail situation, we had outgrown it many years ago, and it really had reached the point where there absolutely needed to be and has been now intervention in a new facility by the prior governments would be the appropriate way to say that. The decision was made to not only build the jail component that is required, that the state
Yes.
was putting pressure on the city and
Yes.
county to handle, or the county particularly to handle, but also there was the thought that it made sense to go ahead and get the criminal justice system kind of reset, because just as they've outgrown the jail itself, the court system has really
Yes.
outgrown the traditional courthouse
Yes.
as we've known it. So that's a tough pill to swallow for folks like me that felt like that education was lagging behind. We know that education is the key component to get people out of poverty.
Yeah.
Poverty is a huge problem,
Yeah.
not just in Bedford, but all around. And so, although it would not have been my first choice to put criminal justice ahead of education,
Right.
it kind of landed that way for a lot of different reasons.
Yeah.
Again, the state putting pressure
Yeah.
on the county
Yes.
for the jail piece
Yes.
itself. But in my administration, we certainly look to make the same kind of investment in education
Yes.
over my 4-year tenure as was made in that Justice Center.
Yeah.
And I hope that will continue to be able to evolve beyond that
Sure.
as well. But
Sure.
but clearly
Yeah.
we're not going to put all of our eggs in the basket of
Yeah.
criminal justice.
Right.
We are going to make significant investments, and I think the key word there to think about is investment. Education is an investment
Yeah.
in the future. You expect it to return something
Sure.
to you. The Jail and Justice Center is sort of falls in a different category. You don't really necessarily expect it to return you much.
Right.
And so we've got to make that investment in education. I'm committed to it. I was on the school board for
Yeah.
10 years, so I know a little bit about how the structure works and the challenges that teachers face in the classroom. But as your county mayor, my responsibility is the bricks and mortar, the buildings you operate in, not the day-to-day operations
Right.
of schools.
Right.
And so we're clearly aware of that, but we want to make sure that we get these kids out of portables
Yes.
and we have an education system that will attract industry. Because
Sure.
believe it or not, that is a key component looked at when a big industry that's going to have good paying jobs is going to come to your community. You've got to have a good school system.
Absolutely, absolutely. And a little bit more on the jail situation and the courthouse, that type of thing. I understand your office will be the only office actually there in the courthouse. Want to transition that to the annex where the county offices have moved there, and it's beautiful.
Right. It is.
Wonderful.
The annex is beautiful.
Yeah.
That program was, I inherited that when
Yeah.
I arrived on the scene
Yeah.
as well. It was a decision was made many years ago about putting the fee, what we call fee offices, where you buy your car
Yes.
tags, where you pay your taxes,
Yes.
where you get your land assessed, and where your register of deeds are. But beyond that, that is correct. The court system will be leaving the traditional courthouse.
Yes.
But the mayor's office is staying in the courthouse. That's correct. The Veterans Affairs office is staying in the courthouse. We've
Okay.
already relocated them to the basement of the courthouse for easier access for veterans
Sure.
because of the ramps,
Yes.
and we're going to have the door openers there for
Yes,
them.
yes.
So we want to make sure that we preserve the historical courthouse.
Yes.
Beyond that, we have plans for other offices. Our archives will continue to be in the traditional courthouse.
Yes.
So you can go and look at old records from
Oh,
the 1800s
yeah.
and maybe even before then.
Yes.
And then there are some other offices of government that we are looking strongly at bringing to the courthouse
Yeah.
to ensure that we have what I call quality foot traffic, people coming into the courthouse to do business.
Yes.
So we will not be abandoning that facility. As long as I'm mayor, it is
Right.
my goal, my intent is to stay in that courthouse.
Very good.
That courthouse in the center of the city is symbolic of county government.
Oh, it's a beautiful courthouse.
It is beautiful,
It's
and we
very unique,
intend to
yeah.
do some revisions, some upgrades, some updates there
Sure.
that preserve the rich history and value of that facility,
Very well.
not change it.
Very well put. Very well put. The Honorable Mayor Chad Graham is our guest on Marilyn and Company. Another break, and we'll come back and wrap things up just a little bit more with our mayor. Right here at Middle Tennessee Support Services, Olselton Road in beautiful Bedford County. Stay tuned. We'll return right after this. Marilyn and Company returns at Middle Tennessee Support Services on Olselton Road, right here in beautiful Bedford County. The Honorable Chad Graham, Mayor of Bedford County, is our guest out here. This is beautiful. Now, when we talk Bedford County, this is a true scenic scene of Bedford County out here. So,
Absolutely.
yeah, I guess this is the west side.
That's right, the west side of the county, over here in the
not good at
greater
directions.
Wheel area.
Wheel area,
you
that's
might
right.
say, yeah.
Just
And we're
drive
talking
out.
about cows right across
Yep.
from us, and bees buzzing.
Yep.
And
Yep.
yeah, we're right in the heart of what makes Bedford great.
Yes, absolutely. Bedford, beautiful, I should say. Chad Graham, there has to be things, at least a thing, I like to refer to as bells and whistles that assist and make things easier for you. And I would venture to say that there is a bell, a whistle, that would do just that. So what could it be?
Well, it's interesting because I don't know if I think about them as bells and whistles, but the things we talked about to this point about education, public safety, infrastructure, all those things that are so critical are almost what I call nuts and bolts of government.
Yes.
But beyond that, what I'd call a bell and whistle is quality of place.
Yes.
How are we going to attract folks that we're looking for to come to Bedford? I mean, we've got to have schools, we've got to have police and fire, EMS, we've got to have industry.
Yeah.
But what makes Bedford unique? What would that bell and whistle be? And that's what I refer to as quality of place. Yeah. And we've got some things on the horizon for quality of place. We've actually had some engineers do some review with us. We're working hand in glove with the city of Shelbyville on this issue, looking at how do we revitalize downtown Shelbyville in a way that attracts entrepreneurs, business professionals, millennials to get interested in Bedford. We're looking for those folks to come and be a part of this with us in an effort to help us all strengthen and lift the entire community, not just Shelbyville, not just Bedford. It's all of Bedford and all of Shelbyville. There's always one major driving city in a county, and in this case it's Shelbyville. Yes. And our county seat happens to sit right in the middle of it. And so it makes sense that you're the closest to where we are, but we're certainly cognizant and want to work strongly with Bell Buckle, Wartrace, Normandy. Those areas are also areas that are very important to the county.
They are.
And they have their own unique perspective to bring to the table. And that may even be a conversation for another day about what's that relationship look like, and how do we help them the way you and I, through the city and county, are working together to make a better Bedford.
Absolutely. I can't wait. We're going to revitalize beautiful downtown Shelbyville. It's just going to be great. I'm going to throw you off the cuff here just a bit. Uncle Nearest, of course, one of the attractions coming. We are geared up for that. We're going to see a lot of great things from this.
Absolutely.
And you just can't hide the excitement when you talk about that.
It's really a once in a lifetime situation for Bedford.
It's a blessing
to be strategically and geographically located in an area that attracts and appeals to just what Uncle Nearest's distillery concept is all about.
Right.
And so we're excited to be a part of that. We want to work every way we can to help them be successful. Their success is everyone's success, and it's going to continue to shine a light on Bedford and Shelbyville. That's important. We want to make sure we have a good light to shine. That's the things we've talked about with the nuts and bolts. And then with the revitalization component from downtown, coupled with that, I really believe that a better Bedford is on the horizon.
Absolutely. We just are in a win-win situation with that.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
So.
You touched on the school system, criminal justice and law enforcement and such. It's hard to really kind of place, but you can. Your biggest baby, or you can't really put more attention on the other because you're actually juggling so many things. And I guess there's 4, 5, 6, 10 things that are so important that you have to juggle. And
there are multiple components, and everybody's project is number one to them. So when folks come to see and they're talking about the challenges, the frustrations they have, it's very real to them. That's most important to them. So you've got to be able to adapt and adjust and have some depth of knowledge in how do we assist in doing that. But we have multiple departments. Each one of those departments are very important, from animal control to EMS to law enforcement. To education, although they sit outside of that. You have your highway department, we have probation, you know, there's just a gamut of different our emergency management system, you know, our homeland security, all those things are critical, critical components of a government facility, and every day we have some of the best and brightest leading each of those departments for us, and we're proud of that. We're going to continue to work to professionally develop those roles, to lift the expectation of what each of those resources can be, because those resources are what lead to the quality of place, quality of life, quality of service that the government provides. And the truth is, the government is a service. It's not a product in a warehouse. So our people are our service, and we must continue to recognize them for that, value them, and invest in them in a way that is respectful and measurable. So
Very well
no
put.
question.
Very professional staff right there in your office. Your professional assistant, administrative assistant, of course, Elizabeth Barnett.
Right.
Always cheerful as you walk in the door of the mayor's office and such. Very resourceful, I call her, because you can call for so many different things and she has the answer. If not, she'll research it and you'll get that answer in just moments. And of course, John Bowell, who is human resources for the county. So you have a great staff.
Absolutely, and he works on projects for me too. Whenever when we get something that evolves beyond just a yes or no or a direction, he does follow up in those areas for us. A big help, and we've had several commissioners actually step up and give of their time,
Yes,
because they have expertise in a particular area.
Yes,
and so we're
yes.
grateful for that. We're building a great team. I'm excited to see where the next 3 years carries us as a county.
Exactly, and I can't get out of here without mentioning those 18 wonderful, energetic, on fire commissioners that you work with. So they are a great group of people.
We're blessed to have them, and they're all committed to a better Bedford.
They are.
And that's what's going to make this work.
Absolutely. Chad, it's been a pleasure just sitting and talking with you. Finally got you seated with me to talk and such. So you'll have to continue to come back. We'll
I'd
have
love
to
to come
continue
back.
to expand on some of the topics that we talked on today.
Absolutely.
And everything. The Honorable Mayor of Bedford County, Chad Graham, has been our guest. We have had a ball out here. It's just been a pleasure sitting here in beautiful countryside here at Middle Tennessee Support Services. A big thank you to Mr. Rodney Thompson, who is owner of this facility on Usselton Road. Thank you for watching Marilyn and Company. Looking forward to seeing you again next time.
Are you hungry? Well, head over to Wayback Burger in Shelbyville to satisfy those taste buds. Not your ordinary burger, Wayback Burger is unique. From the Wayback Classic, Cheesy Burger, the very popular Big Easy Double Bacon Burger, or craft your own all-beef hot dog and top it off your way at Wayback Burger. The Philly cheesesteak is a local favorite, so it's not just for Philly anymore. Includes melted American cheese, shaved steak, and juicy grilled onions. Check out the extensive Wayback menu. You can't go wrong. From the grilled chicken sandwich, buffalo chicken sandwich, veggie burger, and delicious crispy chicken tenders and barbecue chicken tenders. On the side, Wayback Burger offers mac and cheese bites, fries, onion rings, nachos, bacon cheese fries, and a variety of salads. Top all of that off with a hand-dipped milkshake in an array of flavors. A great menu for the kids, so bring the family for a great meal made to order and great prices. Be sure to download the Wayback Burger app. Wayback Burger inside Walmart, North Main Street, Shelbyville.